Headphones and earbuds are something you've certainly seen a lot of on this channel in the last few months, and while a few of them have been really noteworthy, there's a pair I use every day that hasn't really got the attention it deserves. These are the Sennheiser HD439, and in the last year they have been my go-to monitoring headphones. Let's see why. Before getting into why I love them so much, let's talk about the not so exciting part about these headphones: design and build quality. While they're not really ugly, they won't make anyone drool either. The metallic looking accents are nice, just like the grill on the outside of the ear cups, but that's pretty much it. The plastic build feels cheap and relatively fragile, and they get scratched pretty easily. Making up for the unexciting design, the comfort is stellar. The ear cups are really light and large, they can extend and swivel a lot in both ways, and overall I can keep them on for hours with absolutely zero problems. It's also nice that they came with an extra 3.5 meters cable, which comes handy if you need to move a lot inside the room, and a 6.3mm gold adapter plug if you need to use them with something else in your smartphone or laptop. So let's talk about sound quality. While these are marketed as closed-back headphones, the build resembles much more closely a pair of open-back ones, so many times you'll see them being referred to as semi-open back. Whatever you like to call them, the sound signature actually is more on the open side. With a wider than average 17 to 22,000 Hz frequency range, the sound is open and natural, with accurate rendition especially on the mids. Sound is just slightly warmer than you'd want for a pair of monitoring headphones, but bass is not overpowered by any means. Overall, you get a lot of detail. I love how clearly they can reproduce vocals, which is nice for music listening, but most importantly for my voiceovers. Besides, I can hear background noise in my recordings really clearly, which was something I had never paid attention to before using these. Soundstage is also excellent, which is something I find essential for music listening and movie watching. In terms of max volume, you can push them a lot while keeping an incredibly clean and distortion-free sound in almost all cases, so well done Sennheiser. At 32 ohms they're also pretty easy to drive, so they'll do pretty well even on mobile devices, even if you'll of course get better results on your PC with a decent amp. When it comes to isolation and sound leakage, they're pretty average at both. They isolate enough to use them comfortably inside an office, and at half volume leakage is low, but as you start to push it to cover ambient noise, you'll definitely become noticeable to people around you. In short, they'll work perfectly for quiet to moderately noisy environments, but not so much if you want to go beyond that. As for specific music genres, being mostly neutral, they can handle everything you throw at them, so whatever you like to listen to, you'll be pleased with their response. Something that might hold you back from buying these is the unstable pricing. You can find them for as high as $140 or as low as $50, but you should be able to grab them for an average of $70. If you can find them at that price, have no second thoughts on whether you should get them. They're by far my favorite headphones when it comes to listening to music or watching movies at home. They still hold up relatively well if you need a pair to go outside. They might not be the most attractive pair you'll ever bump into, but the sound quality and the comfort absolutely make up for that in my opinion. I'll admit that these are a bit atypical for a pair of monitoring headphones, but if you're looking for something more accurate and detailed in the $100 range than the vast majority of consumer-grade headphones, these are pretty much unbeatable. So that was it for today. I hope you guys enjoyed this little insight into my gear, and definitely let me know if you'd like to see more by leaving a comment or clicking that like button. As always, thank you so much for watching. This was Joe, and I'll catch you guys in the next one.